Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism, and this refugee video is sponsored by contribution from P. And this is P from Don't Be the Narcissistic Son Husband's Bedwench. Here's her story. Hi, Ollie. This is P from South Africa. You made a video for me a few months ago titled Don't Be the Narcissistic Son Husband's Bedwench, where your analysis pointed out many red flags of racism and narcissism of my in-laws, as well as my son husband, Nick. Our divorce is still ongoing. In the meantime, I've learned he's run back to his family after he told me during our marriage that he knew they were racist and were abusive towards me and acted like he understood the years of pain they caused me. I'm not surprised he's run back to them. It just further solidifies to me that he was complicit with them all along. But I am perplexed since he confided in me his mother bullied me because she's insecure, threatened, and jealous. Yeah, she's also fat and old. He also confided how his parents treated him like a child to the point that his dad even has an adult put in his suppository in his butt for him. He asked me, "Do you think that's okay that my father did that for me?" No, no. There are many things he acted like he felt were wrong with his parents and his family, and now he's pretending didn't happen. Wait. He asked his father to put a suppository in for him as an adult? Fucking people in asshole fascination. I swear to Christ. I've taken steps to hold him accountable, which included sending him your video. In this country, racially inappropriate behavior is very normalized and socially accepted by all races. The things that you pointed out in your video really made an impact to me since I didn't appreciate how seriously complicit my husband really is in my abuse. I always focused on my in-laws as the main problem. Nick is very threatened by the fact that I've shared that video since it exposes a lot of things I suspect he doesn't want known. You broke down very specific narcissistic entitlement and pointed to very specific racial mistreatment. It seems, though, he believes he did nothing wrong and everything you said is one big lie. I kept quiet for a long time and Nick liked it like that, but I have absolutely no intentions of keeping his secrets anymore. Nick never did anything to stop his family's mistreatment of me, but demanded that I change and become more accepting of them and their treatment. From the start of our relationship, I cut off all contact with my friends and family who I perceived as disrespectful towards my husband or in any way behaving like he was an ATM because he's white. And as a result, I have no friends or family left. My husband and marriage were important to me, so toxic people had to go. Nick, on the other hand, did nothing but continuously use and exploit me for his benefit, his friends, his co-workers' benefit, and his entire family's benefit till I just couldn't take it anymore and cut off contact with everyone. Now, while our divorce is impending, like a true son husband, he's run back to all of them. A large part of the reason I've left my husband is that he's very Chris Watts quality, meaning he acts very socially awkward, nerdy, and overly nice as a way to impression manage people. I didn't understand this at first because I was confident and self-assured I'd defend him, stand up for him, because I thought he was very shy and quiet. Now I see I just have people believe he's just a harmless, nice guy. For the longest time, I avoided confronting him on things because I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable or embarrassed. And I also really enabled his abuse because I induced instinct to protect him from being accountable for his actions or lack thereof. I also broke myself doing everything he asked because he presented himself as helpless and genuinely needy, and because I'm capable, resourceful, and innovative, I became the go-to person for anyone and everyone in his life. I saw how any form of confrontation made him uneasy, almost humiliated, no matter how gently or delicately I attempted to be with him. He seemed like a fragile porcelain doll that would shatter and break at any mature, normal adult approach. As a result, I struggled with him bringing in, allowing, and inviting toxic people and situations into our lives. Because we're in an interracial relationship and because people have preconceived perceptions, which is an added element, especially in this country, I knew it was paramount that we have each other's backs. Yeah, look, I know there's a lot of upheaval and a lot of racial strife in South Africa. Like, I'm not there, I don't know, but I hear stories go both ways. I hear, I hear stories from the white farmers. I hear stories from the people who suffered under apartheid. I don't know. I'm not there. Never been there. But it's a mess. South Africa's a mess. I was alone in that thinking. Nick threw me under the bus every chance he had while I fought tooth and nail to uphold his dignity, humanity, and what I thought was the sanctity of our marriage. As someone who was used to standing up for myself and what's right, I felt virtually buried alive. It was like having Nick holding and binding my hands while life and people punched me as hard as they could. I often had visions of him with a shovel burying me 6 feet under, or him crushing me under a bus. It was like because he's a coward, I had to be a coward too. If not, he'd say things like, "You scare me, you're angry, why don't you just forgive?" To him, being an adult and requiring appropriate and adult-like behavior from others is a crime. To him, you shouldn't have consequences for their behavior, nor should there be any boundaries, reciprocation, or respect required from people. He has no dignity or self-respect, therefore I also had to have none, which is hard when you're a black woman with a white man. Sadly, people think you treat this man as and treat you like this man is your savior, whereas everything in reality is to the contrary. Fast forward to now that I'm attempting to hold him accountable and expose him for his abuse. He's accusing me of harassment and has hired attorneys and applied for a protection order. I find it strange because over the years, he's put us, and especially me, in many uncomfortable, often dangerous situations where attorneys and protection orders would have helped out a lot, but he didn't lift a finger and instead left it all for me to deal with alone, with no resources, while he sat by twiddling his fingers, hoping situations would just magically disappear with no effort from him. It's coming to light to me that the helpless, needy little boy act was just a facade. Always is. Nick seems to be very swift and capable in his actions when it benefits him. He throws anyone under the bus and does whatever it takes to cover himself. It's quite a slap in the face contrast from how absolutely helplessly paralyzed he pretended to be all 9 years with me. That's what son husbands do. They want a mommy figure to take care of them. And in your case, okay, because I think he's got a little jungle fever, he wanted a mammy to take care of him, because that's exactly how he treated you and his family, like a black mammy. That's what he wanted. That's what he's into. I would also question his sexuality a little bit. There's something about the way this guy acts. It just comes off as on the down low. Just comes off as on the down low with this guy. Towards the end of our relationship, I caught him from the corner of my eye several times, looking at me with a very unsettling, disdainful glare, like a seething hatred towards me. There's been times he's made strange comments about men who kill their wives and children. Yeah, he's got some sexuality, anger issues. Suppositories in the air, suppositories by his old man. And yeah, this guy has got some gay rage going on. I think he's got gay rage. He's gay and he don't want to be. That's what it. This guy's a deviant. There's been times he's made strange comments about men who kill their wives and children, like how they should have avoided getting caught. The longer I spent in his presence, the more dangerous I felt. He's very covert in that he doesn't look like he could ever harm or kill, as he has everyone seeing him as a nice, shy, quiet person. With this, I've attached photos of Nick with 2 different females he pursued before meeting me. These pics were always on his computer files, and I never really given them a second thought till your video, and I started to identify Nick as somewhat of a predator. I like your thoughts on whatever you see and your assessment. Something else I'd really like your thoughts on is why you suppose Nick is completely denying everything regarding himself and his family. For the last few years of our relationship, we cut off contact with them. He watched me do my own intense family of origin work, as well as grappling with trying to overcome his family's horrific abuse towards me, which I'm still trying to do. He pretended to sympathize with me, often crying and saying how bad he felt for their behavior. When I told him about his own behavior of him constantly using me to do things for his friends and family, he seemed remorseful and ashamed. At a certain point, I thought possibly he could be sincere, although in my mind there was a huge question mark because he never felt bad enough to confront any of my abusers. He seemed like he felt inadequate as a man, but inwardly was still a frightened child. He's 43 years old, yet I felt I was married to a 3-year-old boy, and all adult actions and decisions rested on my shoulders, and when I begged him to relive some of the load, he was completely powerless and unwilling. It's curious to me this experience because he acted like he finally understood how toxic his family was. He confided in me how they are actually racist, yet now denies all of it like it never happened. Can you shed some light on this for me? I'd like to understand what's going on. Thanks, take care, Ollie. Yeah, well, he'll say anything to you, okay? If he's going to break off from his family with you, it's because he sees you as his new mother. And in your case, a mammy. A mammy, almost like a fucking servant or a slave. Okay? And I'm telling you, this guy has 100% sexuality issues. 100%. That's where all this meekness, but then the rage comes up and it boils up from. Oh, where's these pictures? Wait a minute. He's in lingerie. Forget about the other girl. I mean, he's with another pretty black girl. He's in fucking lingerie. I mean, it looks like some kind of Halloween party or costume party, but this is the file he keeps on? Him with a girl and they're both dressed in lingerie? He's literally dressed in like a negligee with thigh highs and fishnets and garters. Oh, another one. Look, P, you got another borderline son, husband, male on the down low. It's just that simple. It all makes sense. the gay rage, the inappropriateness, the suppositories in his ass. Okay, that's where he's, as an adult, having his father put him in. Get away, stay away. I know you're going through a divorce. Okay, those looks you're getting from him, you're cluing in on something. That is his own sexuality coming out. It's bubbling up. He's got problems with it. He don't. It would make sense that he would date black women if his family is racist, because I guarantee you it's his family that did this to him in the first place. You're nothing more than a pawn. You're nothing more than, hey, check out my black wife. This will really piss you off for fucking turning me gay and fucking doing whatever you fucking did, putting suppositories in my ass as an adult, and your revenge. You're not a person. You are nothing more than a revenge piece. Why? For a litany of reasons. For a litany of reasons. He is screwed in the head. And he'll walk, this is just a Halloween thing or whatever. Bullshit. Bullshit. So, I hope that helps, P. Thank you so much for another contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, phone call, have a private video made, sponsor a video for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care.